At the Blind Social Center located at 5037 Broadway, where the directors are Connie and Tony Blair. Today, we're just going to have a table discussion. We're going to discuss how a blind and or visually impaired person is perceived. I have with me the director, Brother Tony Blair, also Miss Cora. Miss Cora, can you tell us a little bit about what we're going to talk about today?
Okay, the perception that many people have in the community when you're dealing with a person who's blind, they deal with them as if they cannot think and that they don't have a brain. For example, before I graduated from Indiana University, I had been on that campus for a number of years, and you can still go into the cafeteria and the person, whoever is with you, they will speak to that person to ask what do you want. And you're standing there as if you are invisible. They fail to realize that it's your eyes that's affected, not your brains or your ears. So you can answer questions, and sometimes when you go into a store to take care of business, you give them the money, they give the person you're with your change. As if you cannot count. So I think that the community, for whatever the reason, they perceive blindness as if you are either illiterate or you have other disabilities other than the fact that you're just not able to see actually what they're doing. I don't know if they need someone to actually look them in the face before they recognize that you are really human. And so for that cause, many times issues that affect blind people are overlooked. What do you think, Mr. Blair?
Yeah, I was just listening as you were describing that, and that is to be very true. However, there are things that, when we come into this realm of life and realm of blindness, there are a number of things that we don't know, and a place such as what we are trying to provide for those who are not familiar with blindness or coming into the state of blindness, there are ways to do things that they used to do, but not realizing that they are still able to do. So sometimes they are dependent on loved ones and not reaching and seeking their own independence. And that's basically what we're trying to show them. There are ways to continue to be productive citizens and a way to be self-independent. So,
absolutely, and Mr. Blair, on what you're saying, that independence is so key to the life of a blind person. They have to be made to feel and understand that you can do the same things you ever did in life. I mean, really. But you have to do, maybe have adaptive equipment. But many times it's the people that's around you who make you feel like you're incompetent. And that's why this center is so important, because here we know and we understand the issues that affect blind folks, and the fact that you need, and this is so important to maintain your independence. Because you're a vital person, you're a whole person. You're not a half of a person because you cannot see.
And we are productive people. It's not that we can't, like we were indicating earlier, it's not that we don't know how to still do things. We may have to do a little bit different. With a little aid, but we're still just as competent as the next person that's out there. And sometimes they tend to want to dumb us down from the state because we don't see. It's not that we're dumb or anything like that. We just have to do things a little bit different. Like we mentioned about going into the store and giving someone else your change, like you don't know how to determine whether you got a penny or a dime or a quarter or half a dollar. We've learned those techniques of how to count our money. And with adaptive aids that's available to us, we can determine what size bills that we have. So don't play us short. We're still here.
And gonna be here.
And we have learned how to be productive and useful and not be felt like that we are a burden on no one. And getting to this stage, we don't never ever want to feel like we're a burden on anyone. That's why it's important to share with each other and to teach each other how to be independent. There's some that's out there we know of are being babied and not allowed to reach their potential.
Absolutely.
God put things in us that we are able to reach and to be independent. We just have to find those things, you know.
Absolutely.
So
And it is important.
it is important.
And see, sometimes what people fail to realize is your self-worth
Yes.
depends a great deal on your perception of your value, the value to who you are. And many people deal with self-esteem issues.
Yes.
Well, we don't want that to be part of our issue because we know who we are and we know what we can do and we
Yes.
know what we can become. So
Yes.
self-esteem is not the issue for us, and we don't want that to ever be a problem. But see, when people make you feel as though you are
Inferior.
inferior to them,
Yes.
then that can affect your self-esteem
Yes.
and make you feel like I cannot do things and this is not possible. But of a truth, all things truly are possible.
Yes.
But you gotta believe it. You
Yes.
gotta believe in yourself,
Yes.
and with God's help, nothing
Yes.
shall be called impossible.
And I have often, you know, and I've started saying that we walk not by sight, we walk by faith. And the
Hallelujah.
faith that we have in God and the power that He put into us and that we have tapped into, we know that it is our faith in God that we can do all things through Him that strengthens us.
Absolutely.
And we act on those things and move by those things because we are here. We're going to be here. But the public just needs to know that we still exist and we still have feelings, we still have minds, we still love, we still hate, we still do all those things that we used to do before we lost our sight.
And we want the same things that other people have: homes, husbands,
Wives,
families,
yes.
children. We
Yes.
want the same thing every other human being wants, and we can have them. I promise you, we can.
Yes, and there are those who are in our conditions, are having these things, and they have adapted
Absolutely.
to have families and raise children. And I mean, not just one, I'm talking about both parties, the man and the wife, families are visually impaired or blind, and they're raising families.
And in my case, both my husband and myself, we've been blind. Well, my husband been blind since he was a teenager, and I lost my sight when I was 23. And we got married. When we both got married, we were both blind. We raised 7, count them,
Amen.
7.
Yes.
Wow.
And my baby is 20 years old, she'll be 21 this year. And we never had a homemaker coming to the house telling us where this is, where that is. We raised those children ourselves with God's help. And they are productive citizens today, and they are adults, finished school, some in college, but they did it. And blindness never was an issue.
Right. That's
And
what
I
was
think that my
thinking.
children will look really strange at a blind person
Right.
who say that they can't do
It's
something.
like, what's your problem?
Yeah.
Because you ain't doing what
My
mom
mom
and
and
dad
daddy
do.
did it all the time, and it's, I mean, seriously. So all we're trying to say is, it's a disability is what it is, but you make that disability, whether
Right.
a handicap or a hindrance,
Right.
you can do that yourself.
Yeah.
But you can take that disability and change it into, as I told my son, very capable, handy capable, you can do it. I promise you, you can.
Yes.
Well, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank both of you for sharing your heart with us on today. And you heard it right here at the Blind Social Center, located at 5037 Broadway. And as written in the Bible, let them that have ears hear. Let you that have eyes see that yes, we can. God
Absolutely.
bless.
Amen.
Absolutely. Amen.